Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. My friends, back in the day before we had the internet, or during the time when we had the internet but it was still a young thing, if we ever wanted to go shopping, we would either go to a shopping town or we would go to our local Asda, to pick little bits and pieces up, or big pieces up. Going to the local butcher, getting some bread, getting something from Boots, maybe going to the bank, or maybe you want to get some new shoes, or maybe you want to pick up the new game console from August. Or if you just want to go and pick up some food, you would go to the Asda. But there was one place that I used to go to all the time. Well, if I needed to go and pick up or go and look for a certain item, I would go to the mall or the shopping centre. Yeah, we call malls over here shopping centres. But just for simplicity's sake, I'll call it a mall. Anyways, back in the day, I used to love going to the mall. There was so many shops, so many places to go to. Heck, there was even an Asda within the mall. I still remember the shops that was or is in there. There was the Disney store, and there used to be this place called the Virgin Megastore. It was kind of sort of like, was like HMV, where they would sell DVDs, Blu-rays, games, CDs, music CDs, box sets. I just absolutely love that place. And there was also HMV, of course, which was another video shop. It was like Virgin Megastore except better, and it was really nice in there. It was basically like Virgin Megastores, and those are the two places that I would usually go to, because I would usually pick up any anime I could find, or I would just go looking around in them. And to me, I was like a kid in a sweet shop, because I do love DVDs. It was like going into the video rental store, except you could buy them. And there was other places too. There used to be two places where you can go and get games. One was called Game Station, and the other one was just called Games, I think. And that was another great place too, seeing what used games there was, seeing what the latest games was, the latest consoles, and a few knickknacks there. Even cheap books. It was just awesome. And there used to be a Best Buy nearby. It wasn't in the mall, but it was more like outside near the mall. But I'll get back to the outside in a bit. There was shoe shops, clothes shops, vitamin shops, a Boots. Hell, there was even a McDonald's in there. There was even a pet store in there. I liked going in there and seeing all the fish swim. There was even a Chinese herb shop in there. And there was this little place where they sold knickknacks. Weird toys like lava lamps and remote control droids. And they would have these standalone stands where they would sell ice cream and pretzels and all that stuff. There was jewelry shops. There was one of those sub shops. There was loads and loads of shops back in the day. And there was also, stores outside the mall as well, like a KFC, and there was also a cinema. There's one of those toy shops, a computer place, and all that stuff. And there used to be a Best Buy nearby, but that was closed down too. Either inside or outside, like big department stores, there was places to go, and I really, really enjoyed them. But I think it was somewhere around a year ago or something like that, the last time I went to this mall I'm talking about. These days when you walk into a mall and there's either an empty slot or the wall's been covered up, or there used to be a store there. Well, in recent times, malls have really gone downhill, because most of the stuff that I've been talking about all these stores where I used to go, I was even told that the HMV that I used to go to within this certain mall has been downsized, and now it's just a small store. I can understand why, because we have those over-expensive streaming services that can drop a series or movie if it's too offensive. I'm telling you guys, you need to drop the streaming services. Anyways, malls are really going downhill, really badly. And to me, going to the mall or going to shopping centres wasn't a big massive pain in the backside, or shopping towns wasn't a big massive pain in the backside. It was a place where you could hang out and go to your favourite places. Unless you lived far, far away, then that would be a problem. But saying that, back in the day, the mall was the place to go. It had everything that you've ever wanted. And remember, this was before the internet, where you could look up anything you want and see if they have it. And when I mean they, I mean literally anything. Because these days, we've got Amazon Prime, we've got eBay, if you're looking for something secondhand, or anything in particular, or if you're hungry, you can have it delivered to you. And I mean almost anything. So why go through all that hassle just to get in your car and go all the way to the mall and see if you can find something that you want to buy? Well, there's actually a very interesting story here, because some time ago I watched this video on YouTube, and this video was telling me the history behind the mall, like the creator and why he created the malls. I believe his name was Victor Gruen, and the reason why he made malls was so he could get rid of cars, and he wanted everybody just to walk, because cars are a big massive pain in the backside. They're always in the way. You're always waiting to cross the road. You gotta try and find a spot to park your car. There's also the gas that you have to pay. Seriously, cars are a big massive pain in the backside. Anyways, Victor originally came from Europe, and where he was from, there was no cars going up and down. Everybody just walked to get to their destinations. Not as in everybody just walked long distances for miles and miles. No. People walked in short distances just to shop, and people were close to those shopping areas back in his day. And when he came to America, Victor absolutely hated how cars was always there. There was cars everywhere. You know what? I'll leave a link in the description box below to that video because it's very interesting on where the origins of the mall came from. Anyways, Victor wanted to change that. He wanted everybody to experience what he experienced back in Austria, and he made the malls of what we know today. But when it came to the 80s, 90s and the early 2000s, well, through the 2000s, the malls were a really big thing back in the day. Victor says there were 3 places. There was home, work and the third place. And the third place could be anywhere. The cinema, the bowling alleys, going to a concert. But just for simplicity's sake, the third place in this example is the malls. Because back in the day, people used to do that. Everybody used to go to the mall and just hang out. Like, you used to see this in movies, cartoons, series, where teenagers would hang out at the mall and go and shopping, or go to those arcades, or go and eat, or go shopping. And it would all be indoors as well. That was one of the perks when it came to malls, that it would be indoors, getting away from the snow, the heat, the rain, the wind. And that was another thing I loved about the malls. It was all indoors. Victor back in Austria said that everybody was just walking around, going from store to store, and they didn't have any indoors like what the malls had. Like, you would go out of a store, but you would still be like inside, if you know what I mean. I just absolutely loved it. And when you did walk out of a store, there would be benches, there would be vendors, pop-ups so you can eat something, plants, water features, and all that stuff. It wasn't just barren when you came out of the store, and that in itself was great. Victor says that he also wanted a place of community where people knew each other, people to hang out, and people just to walk instead of using their cars. Again, I can relate. But there was also something else that he also wanted. He wanted housing apartments or homes in the malls, a hospital, schools, art galleries. It was all a pre-planned community. And you know what? It does sound nice to have something like that. Like, it's all indoors and your home is right next to the store, the school, the medical centres, and there's no need for that driving around to get somewhere. I mean, yeah, if you want to like go somewhere else, like maybe to the beach or the countryside, or go and visit someone else that's far away, then you're going to need a car, unless they had a trans system so other people can go to other malls. I mean, come on, if the Japanese can rely on the train system, then why can't we? Because the Japanese have made it so that they can't live without the trains to get from point A to point B. I mean, come on, that would be neat. In fact, there was a monorail near my local mall back in the day that led from a hotel all the way to the mall. And you know what? That was neat. And you know what? I wouldn't mind doing that again. Like, having all these shops that has different things in them, from DVDs to little knickknacks, clothes, games, shoes, jewelry, and all that stuff. In fact, this whole idea that Victor made, having apartments, schools, a medical centre, and all that stuff, including all these stores, if I could live in one of those, I would be happy, because you could just walk about looking at all these stores, you can hang out with your friends within the mall, and you could have everything that you ever need within that mall, and there would absolutely be no need for cars, because everything would be in walking distance. Like, oh, it would only take 5 minutes to get to school. Oh, it would only take 5 minutes to get to the medical centre. Oh, it would only take 5 minutes to get to the park. Everything would be in 5 minutes of walking. And you know what the best thing about it would be? Besides from everything being indoors and no cars around, and there would be that sense of community, and everything's in walking distance, everybody will get out and about. People will be walking and not staying indoors all the time. And that's exactly what we're missing these days. We're always stuck indoors, either at our computers or our TVs, or just watching our phones. And you can talk and text to your friends without even leaving the house. You don't really need to go out and get your food. You can just have it delivered. And that's another thing. Even though I love my smartphone, there are times that we just need to put it down. Yeah, basically it can do nearly everything that we want it to do. Call people, text people, take photos, checking out bank details, social medias, it's a torch, and all that stuff. We need to get out and about more. We need to go for walks. We need to hang out with each other in person. We shouldn't rely on the internet all the time and just have it all delivered to us. I mean, yeah, sure, there are going to be times when you have to go out and buy stuff like clothes or shoes. I mean, at the very least, when you're in a shoe shop or a clothes shop, you can actually try them on, and if you don't like them or if they don't fit, you can just look for something else. And if you didn't like them or if they didn't fit, you can just put them back and look around for something else that's more to your liking or is your size. But if you had your shoes or clothes delivered and they didn't fit, you would have to go through all the hassle of repackaging them and sending them back. Listen, going out shopping isn't a big massive pain in the backside. It's getting out and about, talking to people, hanging out with your friends, getting that exercise that you need. building your confidence and not relying on the computer. Because if there was a store that was selling a new blender and it was a very high-tech, very nice blender, and you can go and buy it at the store within 5 minutes of walking within the mall, what would you do? Would you rather order it online or just go and buy it from the store? And obviously, you would go to the store. And don't get me wrong, I do love the internet, I really do. And there are some things that you can buy in local stores, and you have to buy them on the internet. But going to the mall was something special. Walking around, looking at things, hanging out with your friends, it was just all around great. And I do love Victor's idea of having this sense of community where you can meet up and go shopping together, and there's no need for cars, and you can just walk around. And listen, before anybody says anything like, oh, you just stole this idea from that other video, actually no, that's not the case. I was actually planning on making a video on malls and why I like them so much, and I just so happened to find this video about malls and their origins. And you know what? I get what Victor was talking about. I cannot stand cars, and everything is just so far away. Unless you're in walking distance or bike distance, you really do have to use your car in order to get where you need to go. Like maybe seeing a relative on the other side of the country. You know, something like that, that is okay. But I really do love Victor's idea of originally what he wanted to do with the malls. And sadly, deliveries have destroyed the malls. The 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s was the best place for that era for the mall. And you know what? I will never forget them. I really did love the mall back in the day. And it's just sad that the malls are dying. I mean, yeah, sure, there's going to be food courts, there's going to be places to go and buy shoes and clothes, jewelry places. But sometime really soon, all the malls are going to be obsolete. So if you're a Gen Zer or you've never been to a mall before, go and walk through one while you still can. Yeah, it's not going to be like it was in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. But at the very least, it'll give you that vibe of what it used to be. The malls back then was just a fantastic place to be. And I'm just saddened that the internet killed the mall. Well, deliveries killed the mall, but you know, that's besides the point. So, what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you miss going to the malls back in the day? Do you wish they would come back? Because I certainly do. What sort of stores would you like to have in the malls? Please let me know in the comment section below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please, don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribestar. It's like Patreon, but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.